Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Morales Mingle here live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. My name is Gabe Gonzales, your ACE Family Engagement Specialist, and with me, as always, is Miss Barbara, our Family and Student Support Counselor. Miss Barbara, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Hi, everybody. We hope that you are well, that you had a restful Easter weekend and are ready for these just last few weeks of school.
I know, that's crazy. It's kind of scary.
It is on so many levels, but we wanted to make sure that you remember about our Coyote and Lobo Pact. So please remember in order to be safe, to keep each other safe, and to keep ourselves safe, please remember that it is very, very important that you are wearing your masks, that you are 6 feet apart. I know the CDC has said 3 feet apart, and it just depends on how many people are at school and stuff like that. But, the goal is at least 6 feet apart, and to make sure that you're washing your hands using that hand sanitizer. And the other thing that is really important is to check yourself. If you are not feeling well, if you are, you think you might have a little bit of a fever or a little bit of cough or anything like that, to please check all of those symptoms and really stay home and take care of yourself, get rest, get better so that, we can all be together and mingling again.
Yeah, very much so. We're getting close, folks. I know people are getting vaccinated and stuff, and things are opening up, so it's exciting. Let's just keep doing what we need to do, and we're gonna be just fine, and we'll get out of this. But I do know we got some notifications. We got a lot of things going on this week. What do you think? What do we got?
We do, and as you can see, that it's just Gabe and I today. So we are your special guests of the day. And but yes, we do have some reminders. So parents, I know that this morning Mrs. Leal on the announcements did mention to please make sure that students are only bringing water in clear containers, in transparent containers, to please make sure that they are bringing only water to school. So please do not have them bring any outside drinks from like Starbucks, McDonald's, one of the coffee shops or something like that. Please, make sure that it is water only that they are bringing to school. And also, I guess there have been some issues with the earbuds and the AirPods and things like that, the wireless earphones. So to please make sure that those are staying home, or to help remind your child that it should only be out during class if the teacher gives them permission. So those are just a couple of really important, helpful reminders and things like that. I know that this is, an exciting month, an exciting week. This is actually National Assistant Principals Week. And so a big shout out to Mrs. Leal and Mr. Torres. Thank you for all you do. Thank you to all the efforts that you do for the staff and the students and the families. And, it's just, you're really appreciated. And there's so much that you do behind the scenes that nobody even knows about.
That's for sure. I see them running around crazy sometimes.
Oh, yes.
They're super busy.
Late and being here early and all that kind of stuff. So again, thank you for all that you do. I know Ms. Becker asked me to make sure that a shout out went to all of the Morales Junior High staff, because there was our first STAR test yesterday, the 7th grade writing test. And she said that all of the staff did a phenomenal job, a great team effort. And, she just wanted to make sure that everybody was recognized. And, parents, again, thank you for your support in making sure that your child was here yesterday, helping them get a good night's sleep and, a good breakfast and all that kind of stuff, or getting them here to get breakfast. And we have more STAR tests coming up, but I think those aren't until May.
Yeah, I believe so. I think May 11th is maybe the math. Don't quote me on that, parents, because I'm not 100% sure, but we will definitely find out, and we will keep you posted, and we'll have all that good stuff going on.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's Autism Awareness Month, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I know I think some schools are doing on Fridays to wear blue to raise awareness. But speaking of wearing blue, this is actually Go Blue Week in the state of Texas, where April is bringing awareness to National Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness. And in the state of Texas, they always have that the first full week of April is actually Go Blue Week. And so there's a different theme every day, but it's just to bring about child abuse and awareness. And so today it's, we're giving child abuse the boot. And so you're supposed to wear your favorite boots. Tomorrow, the theme is peace out to child abuse. That's right. Peace out. So wear peace signs, tie-dye, all that kind of stuff. And then Friday is the actual Go Blue Day. So to wear as much blue as possible. And that's all to bring awareness to the issue of child abuse. So
Yeah, that's awesome stuff, folks. And that's important stuff to be aware of, and always be, just looking what's going on and stuff like that too, because you never know when a child can be being abused. And it is always our job to report that. So if you know anybody that could be abused, even if you think it is, and you don't report it and it turns out being, you could get in trouble. So remember that stuff whenever you're out and about, especially I know teachers, when we get training on that stuff. Like even if you suspect it, you got to report it.
Because it's just about, we report it and somebody else does the investigation.
Yeah.
CPS does the investigation. And as long as it's in, the best interests of the safety of the child, then, there aren't any, repercussions or anything like that. And again, it's all about the safety of the child or the children. So
yep.
That's what's most important.
Yep. So moving on here, though, we appreciate all the principals and everybody like that. Thank y'all very much. But let's move on here because we got some pretty important things to talk about today. And some of the things we're going to be talking about is something that not only is it my job, but there's something that I think is really important that I didn't realize how many different resources there are out there in the community, within the school district, in partnership with the junior college and all that stuff, that are provided to parents that are absolutely free,
it's
folks.
Amazing.
Free.
It's amazing. Yes. And we try to bring you as much information as we can. And I know that the school district does post it like on their Facebook page, and Dr. Harold does a lot with his Monday messages and, his kind of summaries, his videos at the end of the week and stuff like that. But there are a lot of things, and that's part of, our jobs.
Yeah, absolutely.
As well. Our individual jobs. I help connect families to resources in the community and even a little bit outside of the community, in addition to providing counseling and things like that. But there are a lot of resources. So families, if you are in need, or if you know someone who is in need, please, have them reach out to their family and student support counselor on their campus, the ACE coordinator, of course.
The parent liaisons. You can reach out to me. There's a lot of and it's free stuff, whether it's educational services or if you need, social emotional help, or if you need, clothes or stuff like that. We got the food bank.
Yeah.
There's a lot of resources out there, parents, and we want you to be able to use those and take advantage of them, because that's what they're there for. They're there for you, parents, not anybody else. So, we might as well use them, and it's free. It's free education. You can't argue with that.
Right. Well, and speaking of free education, I mean, what is offered at the junior college?
I mean, at the junior college, we got all kinds of, so if, si usted no habla inglés, puedes aprender inglés por el junior college. So if for the people that don't know that, if you don't know English and you just know Spanish, you could get free ESL classes. Or if you maybe had a rough time in high school when you dropped out or something and you want to get back in and you want to get your GED because you want to get a better job or something like that, they offer free GED classes as well too at the junior college. I mean, yeah, and some of the things that they do too, like if you're in the GED classes and you complete the GED classes, you can go on to get like your certified nursing aid. You can get a phlebotomy certificate, billing and coding. I think I was told that they're also going to be offering a forklift operator certificate. I mean, yeah, they do. You can make a living doing that stuff.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, or even moving on to, like the heavy machinery and things like that. Because there's guys that make good money doing that stuff.
Well, and there's a need too. I mean, for all of it. I mean, the medical industry is always growing.
Oh yeah,
but
for
also,
sure.
Construction and things like that. I mean, we live in a society of industry, and so things are always being built, whether it's houses or buildings and stuff like that. So wow, that is incredible, and it's all free.
And it's free. Can't say that enough. It's free.
Wow.
Yeah, parents, it's free. I mean, you really so say you've been wanting to learn English and you understand it, but you want to get it better. I mean, why not sign up? The classes, they are Monday through Thursday from like 8 to 12, I believe, 8:30 to 12:30. And they're held year round too, except for holidays, of course. And I know the evening classes are held Monday through Wednesday from 6 to 9. So if you can't make it in the morning, you can make it in the evening. So if you got to work in the morning, do it in the evening. So there's a lot of opportunity there for you folks to learn English or get your GED as well too. One thing I want to ask you about, Barbara, is this parent ADHD support group.
Oh yes. So thank you for asking about that. So the ADHD parent support group, and parents, if you have tuned in before, you've heard me talk about this and advertise this opportunity. So what we did last year before COVID and all that stuff was we started a support group for parents of students who are diagnosed with ADHD, or they think that their child might be eligible for an ADHD diagnosis because of symptoms and things like that. So what it is right now we're meeting virtually, and it's open to anyone who provides us with their email and information. So in essence, it's a closed group. So it's not live like this where anybody can just tune in. And that's to protect, the privacy of people and things like that. But it's peer support so that, we can mingle together and meet together, and whether it's talk about things that we're struggling with at the time, whether it's as a parent or with the parent and the child, or the child in the school, or the parent in the school. I mean, we just kind of talk about everything and support each other because so for myself, just so you know, I have two children who are diagnosed with ADHD. So while I do not advertise myself as being any kind of an expert, I have done a lot of research, and I've been dealing with this since they were, 4 and 5 years old. So for about 10 years, and we all have these different life experiences that we bring with our children and our families and things like that. So it's just an opportunity for people to not feel alone,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
to have that support and to have that connection to people who, understand and can be empathetic with what they may be going through, but also again the resources. I share links and I share a lot of resources with the people who attend, and it's a great thing that we do. So we do meet every other week. We will be meeting tomorrow. And again, it's all virtual. So if you're interested and you have not previously signed up to be a part of our awareness support group, then if you would get your email either to me or to a parent liaison or to ACE coordinator, and they will get it to me by tomorrow afternoon. I send out a Google Meets link. We start promptly at 6:00. It's from 6 to 7. And tomorrow, a lot of times, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of times it's just kind of like we kind of see what the day brings. What are parents bringing? What issues are they dealing with? And so we deal with it. But I do try to have something at least planned. And so tomorrow we're going to be talking about impulsive behaviors and how to help with some of those impulsive behaviors like lying, talking back, and those types of things. So please join us tomorrow. We would love to have you. If you can't get there right at 6 and you can't get there till 6:30, that's fine. Really, it's very informal. Because it's dinner time, we have family lives and things like that are going on. So, we welcome everyone. I do have to make an exception. So the next meeting, which would be April 22nd, I believe Thursday, April 22nd, we will not be meeting, and I apologize for that. But I just recently found out that they're going to be having the NJROTC Awards ceremony that evening for families from 6 to 7. And both of my boys are in ROTC, so I'm sorry that I have to cancel for that week. But other than that, it's up until the end of school.
Yeah, I would say that's a pretty reasonable excuse. But yeah, I mean, parents, I also have an ADHD child, and I myself am ADHD. So, and it's not, I mean, it's hard. I mean, my daughter's been diagnosed for a lot of years now. I want to say since like 2nd or 3rd grade or something like that. And, we've done medication, we've not done medication, and just stuff like that I didn't know, like that you can see of like you think like, why do they just keep lying like that? Or why do they just having these impulses? And to get some information on that, that's only going to help you parents. So, the help's out there if you want it or not. So, let's take advantage of this stuff too.
And even if you're not able to make the meeting, but you have questions or you're interested in anything regarding ADHD, please email me or call me. I would be more than happy to sit down and talk with you or talk with you on the phone, and whatever way we can help support, because it is a struggle, and it changes as our kids grow, and hormones and all that fun stuff that goes along with child development. It's nice to know that you have someone kind of in your corner who understands.
Yeah. And so another thing that we have, folks, too, and this one I'm actually directly involved with, but it's grandparents raising grandkids. I mean, that is just, it's not something that it's necessarily like expected to do, but it happens, and it's out there, and it's not something that's it's bad or it's good. The kids, a lot of grandparents, they're glad that they were, because maybe they were in a bad situation, or maybe the parent was struggling and couldn't do whatever it is, to provide for that child. But as grandparents, it's kind of hard because you're not always, maybe, you raised your kids 20, 30 years ago, and now you're having to start all over. And especially now with all the technology and stuff too, man, that's got to be just I wouldn't know what to do. That's
Well,
for sure.
and not only that, but I mean, it's difficult. I can only imagine it's difficult where, you want to be grandma, grandpa,
Yeah.
the fun who get to give the kids back at the end of the day after spoiling them and things like that. And then you have to change your role and you have to actually be the parent and be the disciplinarian.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, usually the grandparents are the fun ones where they let them do whatever they want.
exactly. And you're like, oh, geez, what did grandma give you this time?
Yeah.
And but it's just a whole new dynamic. And there are a lot of families. We know there are a lot of families in our area. I mean, it's all over the country, but we know in our area that grandparents are raising their grandkids. And again, it's just, if you have questions, if you're like, I don't know, this is what they're doing. My kids never did this. I don't understand. And again, like you said, with technology, I mean, the technology, especially since all this COVID stuff and being virtual, the technology has changed drastically in so many levels. I mean, that it's challenging for just parents of their students, but then also grandparents, especially if you're not tech savvy, to help make sure that your students are logging into class, that they're doing their work, that they're submitting their work, that they're, doing what they're supposed to, when they're supposed to, and how you can check up on all those things and communicate with the teachers. So
yeah.
So is there, I know you had classes before, right?
Yes, we had one last week on Tuesday, and it was good. We had 6 grandparents that were there, and this one we were able to get the exception to, and because of the technology, grandparents struggle with it and stuff too. So this event is actually in person, and it's going to be at the Benson Educational Complex, and our next meeting is going to be April 21st, 2021. So April 21st from 21 from 6 to 7, and it is in person at the Benson cafeteria. I mean, we keep the table separate, we wipe everything down, and we provide a little bit of snacks and stuff too. And we just want you to come out and like, it's kind of like the ADHD support group. Like, we're all there for each other. It's very informal. We talk about things, but it is with the Family Services Association. So we have actually an instructor come in, and he's an expert at that stuff. So he's able to talk about it, get them, just ask him questions and stuff as well too. And it was real cool because it was very interactive. He was asking the grandparents, how do you feel? What is it, like, what are some of the challenges, or what makes you happy that you have them, and what makes you sad that you have them? So it was really cool. And the 6 grandparents that were there, they really enjoyed it, and they're like, we're going to come back for the next one. So they actually helped us set that date for April 21st. So, cool. Folks, it's, and you'll see it on social media and all that stuff, advertising it. And it's a good program. I mean, he really went and said some stuff that I never thought of, and like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. So
if grandparents have like technology, say like an iPad or a laptop or something, or even their phone, they should bring it. Or will there be like Chromebooks and things like that where
we'll have a couple of iPads, but luckily it is all, we do interact, so it's really, you don't really need technology. I mean,
if they have questions, like, they're like, how do I do this, or how do I navigate here?
Yeah, they can bring that stuff, and we'll gladly help them out. We'll have a couple of parent liaisons there. Myself will be there just to kind of help support the instructor and stuff, and get them through that. So it's a good program. Grandparents raising grandchildren. If you know of any grandparents that are raising that may not see this, or they may not be on Facebook or whatever, YouTube, let them know, and you'll see it. You'll see advertisements, and we're going to talk more about it and let them know about it, because it's a good class.
I know you mentioned Family Services Association, and they are a phenomenal organization. They do a lot. And we actually have a kind of a hub located here. We have Family Services here with Rachel Gonzalez. But one of the things that they have coming up is they actually have a free diaper pickup. So that's going to be April 17th from 9 a.m. to noon. And it's at the Benson Educational Complex. But what you have to do is you have to register ahead of time. And I believe that the flyer, I'm sure we can make it available and things like that. But you have to sign up ahead of time. That way they know, how many diapers and sizes and stuff like that. So you have to just have a little application. It doesn't ask, for like income or anything like that.
Nope.
They just need to know.
You just have to,
child.
You either have to be pregnant, or your child has to be between 0 and 36 months. So from the time they're born to they're 3 years old, they qualify for free diapers, and those things are expensive.
They are, and I believe it's just I don't know if it's a drive-through where like you give them your name, your information, and they already have you registered, so they just bring what you need out and stuff like that. So, but that should be
and you can register online. It's kind of what they want you to do, but of course, if you do have a technology struggle or something and you can't do it, we will be having a registration sheet available that they can just sign up. And then, so just get with your parent liaisons, get with your A-site coordinators, and we will get that for you. to help you out, because I mean it's free diapers, and I know how many diapers my kids went through, and it was just like a constant struggle of diapers for sure.
And especially if you have multiple kiddos that are little,
Yeah,
itty bitties and stuff like that. The other thing that I know I wanted to mention real quick is the Texas Workforce Solutions is having a drive-through event on April 30th, and this is all about child care provider services. And so what it is, it's from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Workforce Solutions, Middle Rio Grande, on Main Street, 216 West Main Street. And so what this is giving you an opportunity to do is to actually meet child care provider case managers, learn how to qualify for child care assistance, and actually there'll be people there helping you to apply for child care provider services. So I think this is another flyer that we will have available for everyone to see.
For sure.
But you can call 211 for more information, or you can call the Texas Workforce at 278-4491. And so again, that's at the end of the month, April 30th. And that's just a great opportunity because as things are opening up, people are able to go back to work. Yay.
Yes.
And but now it's like, okay, what do we do with the kids?
Right.
Especially since school's coming to the end.
Yeah.
We do
Summertime
for the summer. So this is a great opportunity for people to be able to go and get some information and hopefully some resources.
Yep. Well, I believe our time is just about up, folks. But we want to thank you very much. Don't forget about ADHD support group, grandparents raising grandchildren support group, and the diaper drive, free diapers, folks. Don't forget to sign up. If you have any questions, contact your parent liaison or your ACE site coordinators, and we will get you that information for you. But we want to thank you very much for tuning in. Join us weekly here live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Anytime, if you have a question or something, just drop it down in the comment box. And even if it's after this, we will get back to you and we'll answer your questions for you. So thank you very much for your time. We hope you have a wonderful weekend. We made it to hump day. We're almost done with hump day. So let's have a good rest of the week, and y'all have a good day.
Great.
See you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. See you next week.
Bye.